Welcome back to the nerdery, and with a full delay effect.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And I was a bad boss.
Yeah.
Well, I came up with a topic like 20 minutes ago or something.
What are we watching now?
Same thing. I just started. It
Oh,
over.
okay. I was gonna say shit. Did you have an Arnie indecision?
No. No. same.
Imogen and Kendall are here. Hi, guys.
Is it Imogene?
Imogen?
I
Imogen?
don't know.
Imogen?
I don't know how you say that.
Is it Jen or Jean?
Yeah.
You're watching.
We're
How do
trying
you
to make it
phonetically
better.
pronounce it? Can you write
We
that?
want to do it right. At least we care.
I love the comment first.
Yes. So, who are you?
I'm JD.
I'm Patty.
And I'm Jimmy. And welcome back to the nerdery.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
He was drinking. I had to get in there.
It's my last beer.
Oh.
That's a shame.
It is.
I have a cup like that, but it has a flamingo on it. Kendall would be excited to know that I have a flamingo cup. Because I happen to know
Imogen.
she has a
Imogen.
That's Imo.
Jen.
That's
Jen.
Jen.
Imogen.
Imogen. Okay, we got it. Cool.
Okay. And
I was looking
he's
at the first
here. He's sleeping.
High key.
Oh, what the
All
hell?
right. All right.
Wake up!
You lived with that guy for
Wake
how
up!
long? Yeah, you should know that by now.
So yeah, what are we talking about?
Apparently, we were talking about what two characters should meet.
Okay. See, I have one. So
Yeah. Good one.
I got one.
you got one? What you got?
Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark.
Oh.
Yeah, because it never really did meet.
No, well, not really.
Well, even in DC versus Marvel, it was Captain America versus Batman.
And they're
Yeah.
kind of similar type people.
They are.
I think it'd be a whole lot of dick waving.
No. From Tony's end, but Bruce Wayne would still get down to business because when it comes to, being prepared or being able to overcome an obstacle, both of them can, but Tony Stark has to really struggle through it.
There's so much ego there. I just feel like
There
it'd be
is
a
a lot of
whole lot
ego
of dick measuring, a whole lot of
No, because you got to
big
remember.
truck driving.
Are we talking Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark? Okay, remember that Bruce Wayne is a mask.
Yeah.
There is no real Bruce Wayne. It's
Uh-huh.
Batman.
Yeah.
Because he became something else the day his parents died. He just didn't know what it was until he found it. So I think Batman would come out on top, and the reason why is because Bruce Wayne is that mask. He can play it. At this point, everybody knows that Tony Stark is Iron Man, except the people of Gotham and the DC universe.
But do you think at some point Bruce Wayne would get really mad at him or whatever and lead him? I am Batman.
It might. I didn't say it was going to be a short fight. Fuck, man. Those two would have their battle of wits, but in the end, Tony Stark's too damn. You're right. He's too damn flashy. There is a lot of dick waving on his end.
Yeah.
But Bruce Wayne would use
I
that
love
to
that
his
this is the
advantage.
thing. Dick waving.
You guys said it.
I know, and it's so good. I love it.
I didn't say it.
Okay, so who do y'all think would win in a fight between the two?
Bruce Wayne, Batman. If it was Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark, totally Bruce Wayne.
Okay. If
I don't know,
we
I'm kind of leaning toward Iron Man's technology.
well, here's the way I
But
look
what do
at
you
it.
have
Crap.
instead?
Both have it.
Here's the way I look at it. If they were to both meet, without any preparation for the other, I'd have to give it to Stark.
And no
Hold
suits.
on.
Wait, no suits.
Are we
though.
talking?
Yeah, we're talking no suits if we're talking about their...
Okay,
Well, no,
that's
no.
what I'm getting at.
He did
Are we talking
specify
like
that.
squared circle? Are we talking boxing?
No,
we
no,
talking
no,
like
no.
a hockey match? What? One on one?
Tony would beat him in a hockey match, hands down.
Jose says with prep time, Batman.
Yeah, with prep time Batman, what I'm saying is just his typical bat suit and typical Iron Man armor. I'd have to give it to Tony.
Really?
Strictly because Batman would have to work so hard to actually inflict physical pain upon Tony that, and
Nobody
his suit
noticed.
allows him to fly. And he
Bye.
he has a better suit.
I?
Imogen is leaving.
Oh.
In and out. Okay. She gave it the good in and out.
The Watchers went up, though, so... I don't know.
There's still other people out there.
Yeah, we're looking at you.
Keith. Oh my
What'd you
god,
say,
I love Keith. He says, Imogen, you get back here and love us.
You damn right,
He
Keith.
also
Thanks.
said earlier that Jimmy and JD have too many clothes on.
Ah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I am pretty warm, so layers may come off later.
Hey,
All right.
that's a whole different kind of show.
All right. You got to give him
Strip
incentive.
poker?
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm fucking hot.
It's comfortable.
Kendall says the win would go to Stark, and she's a Batman fan, but she thinks the win would go to Stark, and I'm on her side on that, actually. I'm a Batman fan, too.
I think you're right about that. It would take too much to hurt him to begin with. Batman would be tired by the time he got through that fucking armor.
Now, squared circle, yeah, it's gonna go to Bruce, hands down.
Yeah.
He actually has martial arts experience and
Exactly.
extensive training.
That's true.
He knows pressure points. He knows
Yeah.
holds. He knows grappling. He
He's
knows
a better fighter.
all
Well,
around.
You know, and that's what I mean. Are we talking mano a mano? Or are we talking like Stark Tech versus Wayne Tech?
Now, if you give them both prep time, you know, I
Look.
think
My defense on Batman is you're looking at a man who, exactly with prep time, who thought of ways to take out the Justice League.
Yeah.
If they ever became a threat. And he has enough contingencies there. I mean, what is Tony Stark but another hero? He's already got contingencies for, what, 7, 8, 9, the whole
Yeah.
fucking league?
Mhm.
He could adapt any of those
yeah.
to try and take down Stark. And he has the tech, he has the money. Hell, he could build a bat mech.
True. But on the same side, you also have Tony Stark, who has a Thor buster, a Hulk buster. He has done the same thing. He's built contingency suits.
If
for
we
every
started
member
him
of
at
the
the
Avengers.
ground up, we started them from issue 1 against each other. They're issue 1s. We're talking classic Iron Man armor versus the original Batman.
the tights.
I was
That
just there.
guy.
Are we talking
That guy?
tights or like rubber?
With the Mark 1 armor, it would all depend on the timeline, how long the fight lasted, because the Mark 1 armor just wasn't built for long.
If I ever see this fight in comics, that's how I'd want it done.
Jose says the Batman who laughs meets the Joker, but I think the future comics, the evil and the negative Earth villains will meet their Earth 1 counterparts.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the whole metal arc that's going on right now, and it's tough to say because we still don't know how all this is going to come out in the wash.
Yeah.
I will say this though, since I do follow Green Lanterns, the most recent issue of Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, was a metal tie-in, and I highly suggest if you're reading metal, pick up these tie-ins.
We're talking Face Off. This is a Face Off,
Yeah, Hal Jordan versus Dawnbreaker.
which is a very dark version of Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
He received the Green Lantern ring upon his parents' death.
Yeah, Bruce.
And immediately took his vengeance out on Joe Chill with it. He broke the ring's parameters. I mean, that book is...
Yeah, it absorbs light, which is...
I want to see more from this guy. This character is awesome.
I'm going to let you borrow that issue because it's absolutely incredible. But I am highly suggesting to everybody who's following metal, do pick up the tie-ins. I have the Flash. I haven't read it, but I'm going to go back and pick up the others because
I'm going to say this.
there's peaks and hints of what's going on. And don't forget, if you look in those pages, you have the Doomsday Clock. Be sure to watch the time.
This month, folks, you get to see the Watchmen crossover into the DCU.
Oh.
So they are no longer a separate universe, through...
Yeah, because Vertigo is...
It's being absorbed.
Yeah.
So they're pulling all their characters from Vertigo and bringing them in. So you're going to see the Justice League, you're going to see Superman cross over with those characters. It's going to be awesome.
Yes, you're right. Dawnbreaker did kill his
Jose
entire
Santos.
world with his tainted ring.
I didn't want to go that far, but there
Yeah.
you go.
He did.
At least
well,
Jose's
it's an
real.
older issue.
Yeah.
It is an older
Yeah.
issue now. But yeah, do pick up these tie-ins because there's a lot of little hints of what's going on and what's being interrupted.
For me, me being a primarily Marvel and independent fan, I am so pleased with the way DC is putting out their writing. That book is coming out. Those books in general, Metal, all the tie-ins, they're coming out wonderfully, and I don't want it to be spoiled for me. So if I miss something, I don't want to hear it. I want to read it because for me it's like missing a piece of an awesome movie.
And I will say I'm really happy that they are kind of making a big deal of the Watchmen coming into the DC universe because they didn't make a big deal when Constantine did it.
Yeah.
Like that was like almost hush hush.
Yeah.
They just we're just gonna slip them in and nobody will notice.
So if Jim Lee wants to give us a call and maybe we could run some ads, I don't know. Anyway,
I'd be happy.
we have a versus topic. So we've covered Tony Stark and Batman, and actually I think since we've got a lot of people watching us and commenting, does anybody have one that they would want us to discuss?
Yeah.
It would
Actually, Kendall said earlier Voldemort and Darth Vader.
be Voldemort and
Ooh.
Darth Vader.
Oh, that'd be a good matchup because you're talking about two characters who, for the most part, are physically decrepit.
Yeah.
And they were both like whiny bitches before they became.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hayden Christensen played that so well. Just
maybe that's just him.
that guy. I would.
I mean,
if that's him, I'd hate to feel that way. All
I mean,
the
you've
time.
seen
That's
Jumper,
terrible.
right?
I've seen Life as a House. That made me cry.
Oh.
I haven't seen that one.
Fucking Kevin Kline, man, that was cool.
Also, Jose said earlier the Batman who laughs meets the Joker.
Yeah, I said that one.
The
Okay.
Batman Who Laughs meets the Joker.
See, I don't know that
I
one.
assumed that was one of those like.
That's
what
from
if,
Metal.
The
Yeah.
Elseworld kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a newer character from Metal. Seems like he's the one pulling all the strings in this event.
No, he is the forebearer. He's like the Silver Surfer is to Galactus. He is.
I got you.
Yeah, so not, well, in a ways, yes, because he's going throughout these different universes and plucking people from them,
Yeah.
and all of them are, and hey, we have something in common. We're all Bruce Wayne, you know.
Kendall brings up about the Voldemort, Darth Vader thing. They both have daddy issues.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
both like black,
Then shouldn't they be strippers?
and,
One didn't have a dad.
and apparently both went to the same skin treatment center. So you know, it's just Darth Vader's better at hiding it. I mean, people were actually terrified of that character when
Yeah.
you know, he first came on the screen, and that took like what 3-4 people
Yeah.
to make.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keith wrote a
Yeah.
novel.
Talking about
The
Goku
female
and
that'd be
Superman.
that was Bryce Wayne. right?
Bryce Wayne, yes,
The
Batman the Drowned. That I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't have as much depth as the other ones, which I'm kind of disappointed in. But the way they made her character, that version of Bruce Wayne, Bryce Wayne, she's just bent on
Destruction.
destruction.
Getting back to the Batman Who Laughs and the Joker, that's a tough one to call because we haven't seen very much of the Batman Who Laughs yet.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's only popped up to introduce himself and say, hey, you should go do this thing for
Yeah.
the guy that I'm talking about, you know?
Yeah, we haven't really seen much, so that's a hard one to size up.
I mean, well, what's the offer? I mean, this guy can obviously pop into different realities, either by the person who's leading him or by himself. And, you know, he can go to these realities when they're about to end, when
Yeah.
they're being destroyed, when the nightmares of Batman are just being pushed back and crushed away, and pluck them from them.
Keith's novel was speculation on Superman beating Goku. However, in the newer episodes, Goku's new form, in my opinion, can not only beat Superman, but even Saitama.
Now this is once again this is something Superman is kind of his power is kind of has a ceiling, as where with Dragon Ball they're constantly evolving the characters and they're constantly getting more and more strength. Prior to the Ultimate Insight or whatever it is, this newer version of Goku. Prior to that, I would still have to give it to Superman, not because I'm a Superman fan, but because of where they draw their power. Where they draw their power, as where Goku's powered by his own chi, your chi does become exhausted. Case in point, Iron Fist. as where Superman gets his power from the yellow sun, which
Well,
you're talking about a billion-year span of fuel.
I would have to say, if you're non-specific about Superman, then which was the best version of Superman to fight Goku?
Best version to fight Goku would probably be the Superman from the 5th Flash race. Because they were both, in that, we found they were both capable of the same speed. Just once they hit the speed of light, different things happened. Superman destroyed reality. And
Whoops.
the Flash would jump through time. But they were both capable of what's called the infinite mass punch. When they were traveling at near the speed of light, they hit with the force of infinite mass.
You know, that's kind of a that's kind of OP, isn't it?
Definitely.
It's like even okay, I could understand some of the people they have to fight, but if you were to do that to a normal human being, their head would explode.
No, their entire body and much of
would
the
vaporize.
environment
Yeah.
around them would explode due to the
They'd
sheer
be a red
force.
mist.
If
Probably
that,
not even.
Barely.
Probably not even. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. The 5th Superman.
I believe it was the 5th. It was either the 4th or the 5th.
So
It was
so,
after Superman had died and come back.
So that was the point where they explained that they'd been throwing the match all the time, right?
Well,
Or shit would happen. and
Yeah,
they'd have to- that's how it always happened.
but even then, that race was still interrupted.
Yeah. It
And
was always
we never saw who was faster.
Well, that was also something where like a villain could obviously see. I mean, it's highly publicized that they're going to do this thing, and they're like,
Take them both out at once.
or I want to go fuck with them, or you know, Mr. Mixelplix shows up. Mixtel spit. My bad. That's how Gilbert Godfrey explained it. Mixtel spit.
Mixed will spit.
Yes.
Split.
Kendall
Mixtel spit.
also says Beavis and Butthead meet the South Park kids.
Whoa.
I think the South
Oh,
Park kids
God.
would be so pissed off at Beavis and Butthead because they're so fucking stupid.
It would be like them having to live through Jersey Shore. Because I've watched Beavis and Butthead. I've watched Mike Judge voice those characters
Yes.
and have them watch Jersey Shore.
Oh.
And it was crazy because you remember them watching MTV back in the day, and they're now
Yeah.
in the newer episodes that he put out, they're watching it then, which was like Jersey Shore,
Yeah,
16
reality
and pregnant.
TV.
Or whatever. Yeah, I think it was 16 and pregnant, and whatever. And they showed a scene from that, and they're talking about the deadbeat boyfriend who doesn't have a job, and he's like, they show a shot of him staring out a window, but it's like, yeah, it's out there somewhere, he's not really looking for a job. And they're watching. Can you only imagine Jersey Shore? You got to watch that shit. It's hilarious.
I own it.
Yeah. It's good. It's good, right?
Guilty pleasure. I
Oh,
like
man.
Jersey Shore. It's so stupid.
Oh, I thought you meant
love
Beavis
it.
and Butthead. You need to
No.
watch those episodes. It's
I have the
hilarious.
old ones.
No,
Some of the newer ones are actually really awesome. At one
Really?
point, Beavis
See, I haven't
becomes the
had
leader of a
cable
cult.
in years. So like, if they don't come on like Netflix or Hulu, I don't see it.
That
Oh yeah,
by
the
far my favorite episode.
wasn't it
of all
the
the
Cult
new
of
ones.
Cornholio or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
Because their leader died in the hospital at the same time Beavis is in there because he
So how-
ran a screw through his hands.
How would the South Park
shit.
kids? How would the South Park kids react to this?
They'd be
kind
pissed.
Do you think it would be a good episode? Is what I would.
Oh, it would definitely be a good episode if it came down to a fight. I give it to the South Park kids because we all know that Beavis and Butthead can't fight worth shit.
No, they'd have their asses handed to them
Oh,
in
yeah.
like 10 minutes, maybe less.
Who parked their tricycles in my spot?
Oh my god.
It'd be 10 minutes, but just for the comic relief.
Yeah.
It would be.
Ow, damn it!
It would be a short episode, maybe a 5-minute commercial
Carmen
spot.
would lose his shit. He'd just like, God damn it. Like, he would just lose his shit.
I don't believe those kids can tolerate
Yeah.
stupid people.
Yeah, exactly,
So,
exactly.
I mean,
and Carmen's stupid as fuck, but
Well, yeah, but if
in a
you
different way.
if you look at everybody else in South Park,
Yeah.
they're dumb as boxes of rocks, man.
Yeah.
They're just
And Jose says he wants Spawn to chill with someone, but he's not sure who.
Hmm.
But he can move between worlds because of that metal thing.
Blade.
no better. Ghost Rider.
Ooh.
Spawn would probably
There you
have a
go.
cool time.
I was
with him.
actually thinking about that the other day. I don't know
No,
why I didn't come to my
Spawn would
mind.
have a cool time with him because he's like he's not a talker. He's not going to blab his mouth off.
Yeah.
You know.
And neither is Ghost Rider.
And neither is Ghost Rider. And they could like Spawn would be like, fuck it, I'm going to go get me a bike. You know? They would chill. You'd be fucking seeing them rolling down the fucking freeway, taking up lanes, doing like,
Ghost Rider be
handstands
sitting there
on
like,
their
man, I
bike
need
and shit.
bigger spikes.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy's got a flowy cape.
Where can I get one of those chains?
Isn't that cape going to get caught in the back tire? Just saying. I mean, that's a very flowy cape.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's like, well, if he was the Michael Jai White Spawn, he would be able to harden the cape.
And then make a full encased body
Yeah.
around the bike.
Probably turn it into a fucking bike.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Or you grab up old bike parts and fucking use his cape to augment them. We could go on and on about that, but I think they would definitely end up like riding motorcycles together. That's
Yeah.
probably
Sounds
what would
legit.
happen.
Oh, fuck, I need to get a bike. Fuck, I need some of those chains.
Yes, exactly.
They have like saw blades on them.
When I made a deal with like the devil, it didn't fucking work out like that. All they gave me was this fucking cape and these powers.
Yeah.
I want a
Really
fucking
fucked up
bike.
face.
Where can I get one of those? Well, we got to go talk to this guy Mephisto. Oh, okay. We'll do that.
He sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mal
awesome.
Malbolgia.
And essentially, they're the same characters.
It would be a good crossover. It
Yeah.
really would.
Jose
That's a
says
good one.
Spawn Clown teams up with the Joker.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, Joker'd be dead so fast.
No, teams up. Teams up.
Yeah, but
Like they're besties.
the Violator is a little unhinged.
No. I think that they would. Look. I think the clown would see a lot of potential in using the Joker because he has no qualms about doing horrible shit, and I think that would be terribly, despicably, disgustingly awesome.
This is a perfect segue into mine.
Well, all right.
We're gonna go a little bit lighter here.
They brought up Joker.
Maybe.
So I think this is a perfect segue.
This might get X-rated.
I want Harley Quinn to meet up with Tank Girl. I think there'd be lots of beer drinking and stuff, and I don't think they'd fight unless they had to or something came up.
I
They
feel like
got really drunk and were
They
like,
would do other stuff.
I think they would do other stuff.
They would do
Probably.
that stuff.
I
More
think
than
they would
likely.
drink
Harley-
lots of beers, and they might beat each other's ass, but then they'd be laughing and drinking afterwards. Like they seem
And they
like
might
that
be
type.
And then
Having
one thing would
sex
lead to
during-
another.
Yeah, you know,
I
Let's
could
go
see
take a shower.
their first time starting with a fight,
maybe.
and then he
Okay.
gets hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have. Well, you see where they're going with it. Well, you have Tank Girl that is pretty much a chaotic personality.
Yeah, she's
and then,
wild. Like she just does.
Right, she does. And
If she wants, she does.
Harley Quinn was, involved with a man who had a chaotic personality for years. She apparently is very drawn to that personality trait, and she has no qualms with being with a woman because
Yeah.
Lord Poison Ivy.
Exactly.
So I think it's very likely it would go the route that you guys are
But
fantasizing
I
about.
feel like Tank Girl would get bored and annoyed with her after a little while and
Oh.
throw her out.
Yeah.
Like this
I
bitch
feel like
is too
Tank Girl
clingy.
couldn't
Yeah.
handle the voice
Yeah, she probably
either,
would.
because you gotta
Yeah.
remember how shrill that voice is.
Yeah, I think Tank Girl would get annoyed after a little time and be like, all right, bitch, get out.
We're really
I'm done.
breaking down the relationship here.
Yes. We're going from beginning
We're
to
following
end.
it out through like a 12 comic series
Yes.
here.
Only at the nerdery, folks. Only at the nerdery.
But I just love how, like, they're both kind of chaotic, even though Harley's a little bit different way.
I'm not going
They're
to disagree
both
with
so
you. This is a
just
great
like-
Considering
matchup.
how
But
chaotic they both are, they would be volatile together
Yes.
after a short period of time.
I think that they would wreck some shit.
Yeah.
Wreck some shit.
Wreck some shit, drink some beers.
Did you just
do the
say
whole
rectum
thing.
shit?
rectum shit.
They might do
Wreck
some of
some
that.
shit.
I
Rectum
wouldn't be
shit.
surprised if they did
Thank
some
you,
rectum
JD.
shit.
That's what it sounded like.
Now Patty's thinking about rectum shit. Butt play. For those of you who don't get it.
Look up rectum.
Thank you, Jimmy.
It's like when... Never mind.
Jose said Tank Girls join the Sirens for a few comics, or the Birds of Prey. I don't know what the Birds
I think
of
Gotham
Prey
City
are.
Garage is actually a really good segue into that.
Yeah.
You do need to read that because I think it
Yes.
would work. It would work. Tank Girl would show up.
Quick rundown: Gotham City Garage is pretty much DC Universe in the world of Mad Max, and it primarily revolves around essentially the Birds of Prey and some of the others.
Wonder Woman, Catwoman.
Catwoman's in it. Harley Quinn, Supergirl.
Yeah.
Shut up, Keith.
What did Keith say?
Sounds shitty.
Taking a good thing and making it better, Keith. I like your style.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's terrible.
What is the Birds of Prey? Somebody explain that to me.
Birds of Prey was the Black Canary, Batgirl, right?
I believe so.
Huntress.
Huntress.
That's not a bird.
We're talking about a comic book title here.
Yeah.
So
Or is it like birds like they used to call women birds?
it's not quite like that, okay?
Broad, bird,
That makes that a dirty
dame.
title. Birds of Prey meaning women?
Ugh.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
yeah.
Now we're getting all fucking. Are we having an argument for the sake of arguing? Or is that
Yeah.
Is that what we're gonna do tonight? We're gonna fight.
Okay,
Oh.
Kendall says Frank Castle and Mad Max.
Frank Castle and Mad Max. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm gonna just be straight up. All right, are we talking about these guys are fully equipped with the resources that they have in their best situation?
Well, that's kind of shitty because Max has incredibly limited resources.
Right, and Frank Castle would either A, find a way to team up with him because of his loss, or B, probably just tie him up, leave him out in the desert, and steal his car.
Oh, that's a bad thing to do to Max Rocket.
Yeah, exactly, and that would be
Yeah.
perfect for a comic book title. I love that. Oh man, that wasn't me. Okay, fuckers.
Yeah.
Only we could soundproof this.
I know.
You know, you're the horn hawking. That's why it's authentic, folks. This isn't a set.
Yeah.
This isn't somebody's. You know,
This is my dining room
yeah,
table.
This
This
is.
is a
Yeah.
fucking kitchen.
This is where they eat all the time.
Well, I eat over there.
We shouldn't
Okay.
be saying that. That's terrible.
I don't use my dining room table either.
Well, there was that one time I ate a can of SpaghettiOs right here.
Oh yeah, and we have that
Dude, don't
tape.
spoil it. We were gonna do something with that. If you ever see that, enjoy it.
Yeah, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I did my best to keep a straight face as long as I could.
It was hilarious.
And we wouldn't have that if I didn't see you on the camera doing it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, we gotta film this." Hey, Derek, look,
Record.
do it.
Record.
He's like, "Yeah, can do that." Oh, man. So, Mad Max and Punisher. What's your take, man? Seriously, I want you to get deep on this one because it's Mad Max.
Yeah.
He wants him to get in deep with Mad Max. This is a whole different kind of show again.
That's exactly where my mind went.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is why we're explicit, folks, right, JD? We're still explicit, right?
Yeah, we are still explicit.
Good. Thank
You
you.
can't take me and Sonya anywhere.
Ugh. No.
Okay, so what about a race between Lobo and Ghost Rider?
Speaking of shit. What?
Well, look. Okay.
I don't know the specs on the space bike.
See, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So, no. It's either, if you want that, it's either going to have to be Lobo gets a regular bike or Ghost Rider gets a space bike. That's the only way it's going to work. And it's all about the power that Ghost Rider possesses and how it affects the vehicle.
Either way, I give it to Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I think that's a no contest.
That snorted. What the fuck was that?
But you can damn sure bet that when Ghost Rider passes up Lobo,
You broke me.
he's going to be giving him the finger.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up. Don't let your kids watch this. They'll learn horrible things.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of horrible things, Keith says he's going to penetrate the situation,
Yeah.
and Kendall said going deep with Mad Max. Speaking of shit.
Yeah.
There you go. They want you to go deep with Mad Max.
I'd have to give it to Max just out of his survivability.
He's gonna give it to him.
Yeah, give it to him.
That's so generous.
I'm glad somebody else put the other 2 cents in. I'm just going to pause this. I'm gonna fuck with my bee sting for a bit. Maybe
Oh
that'll
my
be more.
god.
Anyway, JD, we'd like your take on this. How do you think Frank Castle would deal with the situation? How do you think Max would deal with the situation? Obviously, I would say the best way to deal with it wouldn't be like a versus in my mind. It would be a situation. They'd have to run into each other. And are we talking Frank Castle and Mad Max world? Is that what we're talking here?
Yeah, that's where I'd go.
Okay.
Because if you put Max Rockatansky in the Marvel Universe, well, fuck, he's just going to fade in the distance because...
He's got nothing to do.
Yeah.
He's
People
are handling shit.
Yeah,
we're good.
Like, there's gas now. Fuck it.
That would be an alternate universe where his family didn't die.
Yeah.
And the world didn't, succumb to nuclear holocaust again.
Yeah. But
Again.
in the world of Mad Max,
I said again. Did you get that? That's weird.
yeah.
We've never suffered a nuclear
But
holocaust, just to make sure you know.
But, the Punisher, he approaches things with all guns blazing kind of approach. And Max Rockatansky kind of just prepares for everything because he's lived a life of constantly being attacked from any and all directions.
Okay. You need to read Punisher Hit List. All right. And the reason I say this is, yes, Max is all about preparedness, but so is the Punisher.
Okay.
Okay. Hit List starts with him, and he is trying to assassinate Norman Osborn, who is at the time leading the Dark Avengers.
Mhm.
Now, in order to do this, he has one major obstacle. A schizophrenic Superman named Sentry.
I remember him.
So he is trying to take a pot shot with the most powerful sniper rifle he can at, like a couple of 1,000 yards. Just so he has the distance to get away from Sentry when either he succeeds or botches.
Yeah.
So, and he gets away. We're talking about a Superman. Like, motherfucker can fly faster than the speed of sound. And the Punisher gets away.
Well, you're... Once again, if we're talking about in the world of Mad Max, you're talking about pretty much a barren wasteland. It's kind of hard to hide, and the concrete jungle isn't there to kind of aid an escape.
I would say it would be a knockdown fucking drag out, and it would probably end up with them teaming up because of their shared loss. Once they understand each other and realize, shit, we need to get stuff done. Frank Castle's going to be in, I can't do anything about my situation except keep people from having to suffer through it. And Max is just trying to deal with his demons. I think eventually they would be best buds and they'd fucking go around and crush any goddamn asshole that was trying to persecute or dominate a society.
That sounds like a good answer. I'll take it.
Okay, we have a few. Okay, Jose was... There's a few after this, too. It says, I wonder who will be the first to befriend the Watchers. Which is kind of
No one. Nobody wants to hang out with those guys. They're boring. All they do is talk about story. You saw that shit with them walking away from Stan Lee? That's what anybody else would do to the Watchers. Unless shit's going down, they're what? They're pretty much the equivalent of some guy on a Barca Lounger watching TV.
Pretty much.
Why would you want to hang out with that guy? He doesn't get out. He doesn't do anything. He just
Yeah.
talks about everybody else doing shit.
Yeah, he didn't have any real knowledge.
There was
of
this
his
one
own
time I
offer.
was watching the Avengers on TV, and they fought this guy, and it was awesome. You should have seen it, but you weren't here. Oh, you're gone. Bye.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
And Keith says someone with all the lantern rings versus someone with all the Infinity Stones in the gauntlet.
Oh,
See, I think that would have happened in that book you handed me, if it had been written now. I think it would have built up to that. That would have been insane. Has anybody wielded all 5 rings? I mean, aside from the technicality.
Kyle Rayner has won them all simultaneously.
Really?
Yes.
Shit.
That was towards the end of Blackest Night.
How many of them are there?
I believe there are 8.
8. Okay.
7 or 8.
So we had to like double up on something. No, 7, 8. You still got 10 fingers. I'm good.
No,
Never
Kyle
mind.
Rayner hasn't lost any fingers. He's
Okay.
Only
still
if
got 10.
look, only if you're a Yakuza fuck up. That's the only time you'd have to double up. 'Cause there's only so many times you can cut off a finger for fucking up.
And as big of a Lantern fan as I am, I'd have to give it to the Infinity Gauntlet because you manipulate all reality. You can manipulate time, reality, everything.
That one guy from Sons of Anarchy
Oh yeah.
had the masturbation issue, so they cut off his fingers. And he was down to like what, his thumbs and what? I think it was just his thumbs.
We could use both palms.
Jose added on top of that to basically being Batman with all of the Infinity Stones, I guess, or the Lantern Rings. What's going on now?
Patty. Oh.
I'm being bad again.
It's okay. It's okay. It's entertaining. It's like a train wreck.
Jose,
started
no, there's a bunch of one shots where he gets a ring. He's never worn more than one. For those of you who are trying to keep track, Batman wearing rings.
Batman versus Black Panther.
Now that is a more even matchup, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he was talking about. The Panther has the Infinity Stones in the Gauntlet, and the Batman has the Lantern Rings.
And it's all
Black
about
That
Panther.
is the matchup.
it's all about business with them. The only reason that Black Panther would be considered flashy and have better tech is because he fucking inherited it.
Yeah.
He is a king of
A nation.
a nation that was built around alien tech. I mean, that's their chief resource.
Yeah.
So he already has that at his disposal. Batman has his tech, but I think it is going to be a very serious fight because both don't display any bravado. They're all about doing the job. If they've got an opposition, they're going to take it out in the quickest, most efficient fashion they can, or at least fucking try.
Now, if you equip them with, Batman with all the rings and, Black Panther with the Infinity Stones, I gotta give it to Black Panther in a landslide. Just because anything that the rings can conjure or construct or anything like that,
So
the Infinity Gauntlet can manipulate.
So we're talking Batman with all the rings and
Yes.
Black Panther with the Infinity Stones.
I gotta give it to Black Panther because the Infinity Gauntlet can manipulate anything that the rings can throw out.
Yeah.
So the rings become useless. He's essentially unarmed.
I don't know. But if their limits can be broken, if they have an unlimited potential for power. What?
Patty doesn't know what to say.
No, I had something horrible.
We've heard a lot. I mean,
Well, he said he was unarmed, and I said, but the other guy was unfingered. I'm just kidding.
we're talking about that guy from Sons of Anarchy that lost his fingers. And Patty's all like, well, how the hell would he masturbate?
He did it like that.
Maybe he rolls it.
Or maybe he does this thing and like loops his thumbs around it. That'd be really dope.
All right.
Okay, male Ghostbusters versus female Ghostbusters. Or meets female Ghost. I think the female Ghostbusters was an ass. I definitely think they would.
Yeah, agreed.
I think they were way more like street.
They were more manly.
Yeah.
Well, who was that? Oh, damn it, the blonde one.
Oh. I know if
The
you
blonde
did.
chick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate McKinnon.
That one.
Yeah.
That one. She has no safeties, no safeguards whatsoever.
No.
So, yeah.
I like her.
Me
Just
too.
on that alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of the originals. But I recognize they were all about caution.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Kate McKinnon could kick the asses of all the guy Ghostbusters by
Yeah.
herself.
And the guys are more like serious, like nerdy ones
Yeah,
that
they're
are just like, I need to do
scientists.
science and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And those other girls are like, wee! You know what I mean?
Let's do crazy shit with science.
Yes, exactly. So I definitely, yeah. And if they just
Except for
met
Zimmerman.
up and weren't versus, then I think that the guys would be really annoyed with the girls. I think they would hate them.
I
Well-
think there'd be one or two with crushes on one
Oh,
or
maybe.
two. That would be a thing.
Chris Hemsworth.
Aw, him and Janine can have babies. With that horrible accent.
They'd be horrible babies.
They would end up like Darcy and Steve Marcy, or Marcy and Steve Darcy.
Oh yeah.
They would end up like that.
Yeah.
Or Jefferson.
Jefferson, yeah.
Yeah, definitely Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Yeah. They lived next door to Al Bundy, and
The annoying is all
Just took
fucked.
this a step further, didn't you, Jimmy?
Yeah. Hemsworth would
Right.
always go hang out with Al and be like, Al, I really don't know.
I mean,
what
this
the
is a
fuck.
crossover episode.
Yeah, so there's lots of crossing over.
You can cross it wherever
I'm
you
gonna chain
want.
it, and then they'd go get in the car, and Al Bundy would push it down the street to the local bar while Hemsworth steered. And
Yeah. I think Hemsworth should push the car.
like, damn it, Al, I gotta push the car again.
I don't have any idea what these
The ladies
are.
like it; they'll follow us there.
Okay, the Team Squirrel Girl rolls with meets up with the mystery men to save the world. See, I don't know what any of this is.
Mystery Men.
Team
It
Squirrel
would be a
Girl meets
really
Mystery
silly,
Okay.
funny, kind of stupid, funny thing.
Men. Bring Tom Waits back for that. That'd be awesome. I'd watch that.
Apparently, it's hilarious.
Yes. Because all I remember is Pencil Man and Eraser Boy.
What the
Because they're two different stupid funnies meeting each other, basically.
It was Doug Jones and a kid, Pencil Man and Eraser Boy. They came to try out for the Mystery Men. And it's like one of very few roles that you see Doug Jones where he's not under a lot of prosthetics. He just has like fucking construction paper on his head.
Oh my god. That's great. Okay.
If you're a fan of Star Trek Discovery, watch it and realize that Doug Jones is in there quite a bit. If you're not a fan of Star Trek Discovery and you shun it, well, then don't watch it.
Good advice, Jimmy.
I mean,
If you like it, watch it. If you don't watch it.
don't bitch about it. I'm enjoying it. Apparently, some people like it, some people don't. But Doug Jones is in it, and he's freaking cool. I've met him. He's met him. Tanya's met him.
Yeah.
Guy's a nice guy.
He's
I missed
cool
out.
people.
Yeah, that was before you joined our little
Yeah.
troop.
I've been here a long time now.
Yeah, you have.
Well over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here.
So am I.
I know, right? Shit.
And I'm back.
Kendall says she hasn't watched it yet, and she really wants to. Glad to hear that you like it. So there. There's that.
Yeah, it's worth it. And they even went into Harry Mudd. I don't know if anybody out there is or Phineas. Yeah, was it Harry? I can't remember his full name, but it was Mudd. Anyway, they use him in Discovery, and the character portrayal is great. Love that character. I mean, he's like he's a space venturing con man, and in the original series, he runs afoul the Enterprise a couple of times, and pretty much kind of tries to fuck their day. Like once he tries to steal their ship. The other time he's trying to get them to help him smuggle these women to this mining colony where there are no women, so they can be married off to some of the workers. And they've agreed to do this, and the Enterprise crew and Kirk and everybody are appalled. It was like, no, we're going to do this, and they agree to it, but at the same time they find the situation appalling until they find out that the women are taking drugs that are making them the most beautiful women they can be. They're scarred. Their faces are, they've been through hell, and these drugs start to wear off when they're down visiting with the colonists.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it's this tragic situation that Mudd is facilitating for his own personal gain, but at the same time, these miners are realizing that no matter whatever, and these whatever. The women are not depicted as fuck, man. I love the '60s series because it showed a lot of strength in humanity as a whole. That gender didn't really play a role except for the fact that of course you're gonna have the women dressed up in these elaborate costumes, sometimes very revealing, but it's the '60s, and aside from the props and the set designs and the costumes, the acting and the story and the concept of it all was very out of the box thinking for the time.
Yeah.
And I think it not only moved technology forward so we can have this shit and be able to talk to you right now.
Over the Weber net.
Yeah. But I think it was kind of a way to speak to people's humanity and really gain the idea that, you know, hey, being good and peaceful to other cultures, to other races, if we find other aliens out there, and hey, hopefully they would have that mentality, or we'll try to, but I don't think they're going to come down here, man. I really don't.
That's what crop
No,
circles
we're the Alabama
are.
of the universe.
That's what crop circles are. I've decided this. My theory is crop circles are like, you know, on toxic waste barrels and shit. Like, they have the warning, caution signs and shit. Don't.
That's what the crop circles are. It's
Yeah.
just a warning to
Yeah,
other visitors.
to
Like,
other
don't fucking
visitors.
stop. Just fucking
Don't
keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. This
We're
is
the
not
Alabama
good.
of the universe.
Yep.
And that's why UFOs are frequently seen over bases who have like a military cache or a nuclear weapon cache.
Yeah, they're like, this shit, not good.
No.
Stay away.
They're hovering over it to draw their attention and say, hey, just fucking do it already.
Nah.
So Jessica said one that I have to bring up: Daria
Jessica?
versus Spinelli.
Aww.
Which one?
Sorry, I love
Daria
her.
versus Spinelli.
Aww.
Spin-
I
Spinelli.
like that one. That one sounds fun.
Isn't that from that
But is Spinelli grown up or is Spinelli still in like middle school?
Spinelli.
Who the hell's Spinelli?
From Recess.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
shit.
cartoon back in the
That's
day.
after my time.
The little badass girl that
Yeah.
I wanted to be when I grew up.
Well, what's your take on it, Tanya?
What's my take on it?
Did you ever watch
Who would
Daria?
win? I don't know. That's why I'm asking, is Spinelli grown up?
Yeah, we have to know.
Because if she's still a little kid, I think Daria would kick her ass. But I think if
But are
she
they
was grown
fighting
up,
or just talking
it
shit?
says versus.
Versus.
Versus, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're fighting.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't
Case in
mean-
point,
or the comic
Deadpool.
title doesn't mean that.
Case in point, Deadpool versus Thanos. Eventually, it came down to
Spinelli was a
but for the
junior
most part,
high
it was them
version of
teaming up.
Daria.
Yeah.
So,
The junior high version of Daria?
Yeah.
I don't even know if they would like each other, if they'd be too much alike to like each other. Because
maybe.
right now they're the only ones in their worlds.
One
that are
thing
like they
is
are.
for sure, if it was a junior high Daria, she'd probably still be the same way, just younger. I see her personality as like she is comfortable in the personality she has, like the way Janine Garofalo played her.
Yeah.
That if you went back like 4 or 5 years, she'd probably be the same way, just not as knowledgeable about the world.
Yeah.
She would still have that cynicism. So, I don't think you have to worry about comparing it there.
And earlier, Kendall brought up Wayne's World meets Empire Records crew.
There'd
Ooh,
be a lot of fucking music talk.
that sounds like a Wayne's
lot.
World 3,
And she
Yeah.
specified not a versus, but a
but a
crossover.
team up or
Yeah.
a crossover. Yeah.
That'd be great.
There's not really a team up there. They're not.
No.
Gonna
Yeah, they're not
No.
fighting against anything really.
Nothing's gonna happen for them.
No, Wayne and Garth would drop acid and they'd fucking team up with Guar.
Oh Lord.
It would be great.
Oh, that would be great because Guar actually came up on Empire Records too.
Yes, because the kid was sitting
There
there
was a reference
frying
there.
and he's watching the TV and Odorous is talking to him through the TV. It was great.
I like this one. Jose says Bill and Ted versus Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, that would be so fucked.
It says who would have the best adventure.
The ghost of George Carlin would pop up and
Oh,
just
God,
go
yeah.
face palm.
Yeah. Like, oh my God.
Well, we're not going anywhere for a while, folks.
Jay would get Bill and Ted stoned, and
Oh man, it'd be terrible.
oh my God, could you imagine them
Where
stoned?
I mean, they're in a phone booth time machine. Where the fuck do you think they'd end up? Seriously.
Oh my God.
Because they're gonna end up somewhere. Hey, dude, check this out. We got this phone booth time machine.
Could you imagine all of them trying to cram in there?
Yeah, they would.
They need butter or something.
Holy shit.
No, Jay wouldn't do it.
No.
No.
No,
You look at Bob and he'd be like, man, fuck this shit. We're gonna get in a fucking phone booth with these weirdos.
Right.
Motherfucker's gonna be rubbing up against your armor,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Dick on your
Bullshit.
leg.
I don't let anybody
Yeah.
inside this bubble. Fuck them motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's how it'd be.
Yeah.
Oh my God, hell yeah.
Either they would go nowhere or anywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
shit.
Bob would shrug and follow him as they walked away.
No, Bob
Yeah.
would just pull out the billy club, slap him over the head, and be like smiling, like
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, let's take their phone booth. Yeah.
drag Jay with him, because he's gonna have to be the voice once he wakes up.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And Kendall says you did that very well, whatever you did. Probably
The
mimicking.
impression.
Yeah.
She was talking about the impression.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there you go. Also versus Cheech and Chong.
Janice on Bob versus Cheech and Chong.
Oh god.
That would go absolutely
nowhere.
or anywhere, or
Yeah.
anywhere.
But it'd be nowhere in like a Seinfeld way.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it would be more entertaining. No,
But in a really high Seinfeld kind of
Yeah.
way.
really
Because
high.
they wouldn't go
Oh,
anywhere.
fuck
There'd be no
yeah.
storyline.
Are
But
we-
it
are
would
we
be a
talking-
thing.
Are we talking like, high humor, low brow? Is this?
No, like stone.
There was always a slight plot in like Cheech and Chong movies.
Yeah.
There's something
Kinda.
going on.
Oh my god.
That they were totally unaware of.
There'd be so many dick
Motherfuckers were
jokes.
smuggling a van
Jose
made out
says
of
to have a
weed.
smoke off between them.
Oh, a smoke off?
I like that.
Oh, the disjointed group versus Cheech and Chong. I missed the disjointed.
I did too.
She didn't say disjointed first.
I don't think she said it until now.
Okay. And that would just be a whole lot of them sitting there smoking pot at the dispensary.
We're gonna go as far as we can with this, and then we'll pick another one. So,
Yeah.
but keep reeling them, man. We'll try.
The
and,
smoke off. Yes.
Cheech and Chong.
Well, disjointed. Did you watch it at all? It
I
has
watched some
Kathy
of it.
Bates in it, and she's the owner of a pot dispensary and stuff.
okay.
It was a really, really good show. I made
That's not
Kendall
what it was
watch
called.
it.
See,
What's
I wish
it?
I
Was it
could see
Disjointed?
that.
I did
I don't-
watch that.
How
I
did
watched
Kathy
all of
Bates play her character?
Amazing.
Yeah, she did a really good job.
What was her personality like?
Chill.
Okay, so
an
she would
old
probably
Chill with the-
Stoner chick.
An old
Chill with a
stoner lady.
dash, with a heavy side of Roseanne.
Like she
So
had been
Cheech and
in
Chong
the,
meets her.
She went to protests in the 60s.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. She was that lady.
I don't know, man. That could go pretty crazy. I mean, that's Kathy Bates.
She didn't get too crazy. She was high all the time.
No, I know, but I mean, if she had to meet Cheech and Chong,
I think she would have been chill about it. She
All right.
probably would have just sold him some stuff.
what if it's Kathy Bates character from the show meets actual Cheech and Chong, and she's a huge fan because they're Cheech and Chong, like they exist as Cheech and Chong in the show.
I feel like she's so.
I
high in
that's the way
show.
I'd see it.
Yeah.
'Cause they're
She,
movies.
she
You wouldn't
doesn't
see a
even
movie about
fangirl.
it.
She does. I don't think she would fangirl.
Wouldn't it be weird if she did?
It would be really weird because it's not her.
Yeah.
She would
It's not
probably
the
be like,
personality she portrays in this show.
no, she would probably be like, hey, let's go chill for a minute and.
So since it's a little bit older show, you guys haven't watched till the end, right?
I haven't
No.
watched any of it.
Watched what?
Disjointed.
Oh yes, I watched that till the end.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just blow it up.
So
Spoiler alert.
What's happening? Is there going to be another one?
Spoiler
Thank-
alert.
thanks
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
there is. But
Okay.
I'll
Cheech
never
and
have to
Chong
watch
do
it.
show up.
They left it.
But they're not like on the set. They're like in a different part. But they
No.
are in the show.
That's cool though.
That's cool.
I didn't know there was a second
So
one
there's
because
your
they ended it
crossover.
in a way that could have left
Yeah.
it open for either way.
Yeah, at the very end,
I
it
was,
shows
I was okay
them
with
though.
the ending.
But yeah,
So that was that we're doing kind of. A
They were
tribute
watching
to
the vloggers, weren't they?
I don't remember. I just remember them popping up and me going, "Oh shit!"
Yes, they were bloggers. They were their sponsors. Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about? You watched part of the show with me.
Yeah.
Anyway. Did we miss one of the suggestions? Imagine a stoned Wolverine.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen. Wolverine's healing factor would get him
Yeah,
keep
that
him
would
from getting stoned.
suck.
Yep.
Or would it?
But he can get drunk.
He
can't
has
No.
natural THC receptors. It's not a poison.
Yeah.
Does he get drunk? He gets drunk.
I
If
think
he can
he's
get
been
drunk,
drunk.
he can get high.
No, he actually can't get drunk.
Yeah. I was,
It's been said he
Okay.
can't get drunk.
Okay.
It would take him copious amounts of alcohol. Any normal man would
So he's
die.
just drinking a lot of alcohol and being pissed off all the time, and that's
He-
not drunk at all.
He is
That's
trying
even
to
more
get to the
depressing that
stage.
he
where
has a
Right.
whiskey problem.
he could drown himself in sorrows all he wants, but it's going to be really fucking expensive.
That's a really expensive habit
Yeah.
to have then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's expensive for a regular human to be an alcoholic.
Oof.
Yeah.
yeah. The Flash, Quicksilver, Superman, Captain America, Wolverine. They can't effectively get drunk.
Yeah.
Okay, Jessica says Kathy
That would
Bates
be a
from
great
Misery
drink-off contest, though.
versus Kathy Bates in Waterboy.
I didn't see that.
Misery all the way.
I didn't see that.
Haven't seen Misery.
You haven't seen Misery where she keeps the writer and breaks his ankles so he can't run away
Ah,
and shit?
oh, that's right.
Did not
Thank you,
see
Kendall.
that.
Pointing.
Yeah.
We both did it.
They were watching the vloggers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keith
I
says
told
that's
you that you
insane.
were.
Aww, I'm so happy Jessica showed up. She's our new vagina at work.
Yeah?
Our new vagina at the vape shop.
Oh.
So I'm the original. I'm the OV. She's the newbie. You know, when you're the only girl, you know.
I'm
Dude, her whole.
I'm
first
only
week,
laughing
I think-
because you referred to yourself as the OV.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Like
makes
you're
it
an
sound
O-
like you're old and busted, and
You're
she's
the original
hotness.
vagina.
She is the new hottest. No, like I would introduce her for the longest time as this is our new vagina
God.
to customers.
Patty, you're one of a kind, I'll tell you that.
Aw, thanks.
No problem.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'll
It's-
roll with it. I'll take
It's interesting,
it.
to say the least.
See, I don't know her that well. I used to know her brother, though.
I love her. She's my new bestie, other than Keith. Keith is my other bestie. So, both my besties are on. Okay. Kendall said that the pairing breaks the internet. The Misery versus Waterboy. Yeah. Because that bitch was evil. Straight up evil. The mom from Waterboy was misguided, we'll
Yeah.
call it. She wasn't evil.
Jack Slater versus John Kimball.
I'm Detective John Kimball. I'm a cop, you idiot.
I'm the famous comedian Arnold Braunschweiger.
Last action hero.
Yeah. Action movie.
No, the action movie. I
Yeah.
won't say it was the
Yeah.
action movie. It was the action movie to end all action movies.
Yes.
Since that action movie, every action movie since that action movie has been a build up to try and achieve what that action movie did.
See, I don't like action movies, but when I like one, I really fucking like it.
You know why it'll never be beat? Because it's such a good joke that nobody could ever tell it better.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Arnie,
Aw.
Arnie,
Get me
good
out
job.
of here.
Good job, sir. It was amazing.
See, Jessica loves me too.
Oh my God, the doctor has fainted.
The OV and the NV are hanging out. That's
Yes. I need a shirt that says that. They'll be like, is that the beer? Nah, bitch. I'm the old vagina.
cool. Wow.
But in Jack Slater versus John Kimball,
Jack Slater versus John Kimball.
who do you think would win that?
Jack Slater,
Same here.
because he already knows he's a movie star.
Yeah, he is the
mean-
hero.
I mean, I'm not. I think it would turn into a team up until Arnie got tired of himself. Well, these two versions of Arnie got tired of themselves. It was like, how are you doing this? This is ridiculous. Everything's blowing up. It's like, yeah, for all I know, you're my stunt double. You kind of act like me, except you're more serious.
Jessica says John Wick versus Constantine.
Ooh,
Whoa, 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 which Constantine? Are we talking TV show? We're obviously talking about,
Keanu,
yeah, Keanu both.
Keanu Constantine. I gotta give it to Wick.
Yeah, because Keanu's like got too many fucking demons. I mean, well, Wick does too. Wick does too, but he deals in guns, lots of them, and when he's got a vendetta,
Yeah,
I mean, what kind of vendetta would he have against Constantine, though? What kind of vendetta wouldn't he have?
yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been going into that with these.
Well,
but you could make a
we're-
storyline twist in any direction.
well, I mean, we're not being paid to write this shit, okay? So we're gonna speculate and we're gonna give our opinions.
Oh my god, I just thought of the best shit ever. Harley would totally think that Tangrel's boyfriend Booga was a doggy and lose her shit and want to pet him and stuff, and that's why they would fight. There you
Yeah. So you're saying it would
It would start out as a fight.
start out as a fight.
Yeah, I think it'll end well, but
Wow.
I think Harley would try to pet Booga, and that would be the end.
Maybe you should be paid to.
Well,
write
that would
this
be the
shit.
beginning.
Well, yeah, the beginning, but you know what I mean. That would be the
Yeah.
end of the piece for 2 minutes.
Oh, Keith.
Patty, go ahead and make a fanfic book.
I do
Just-
need to make one.
Yeah, you really do.
I've
'Cause
got great ideas.
this sounds like an awesome idea. Make a fanfic book and try and sell it. I think it'll work.
Underdog versus cat dog. Underdog all the way.
Yeah.
Underdog versus
Cat
Only
dog.
half of
Cat
Cat Dog was smart.
cat dog. Oh, was that the one?
It was the
Yeah.
like two.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird.
yeah.
I preferred two
It was
stupid
like
dogs.
90s, I
thought that
think.
Oh,
was-
fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a little past my-
thought that was some really mindless shit. But
Dude, Two Stupid Dogs meets Beavis and Butthead.
Aw, they'd be cute
No.
together.
no, I don't even want to know what would happen. It would probably
Jimmy got a look of sheer terror.
those poor dogs would be
Oh,
fucked.
God.
Those poor dogs would be so fucked.
Cornflakes.
Are you gonna address Keith's novel?
Keith, I haven't watched the Expendables, but I did watch the.
That's a thing.
I did watch a Mexican Spider-Man, and I want that part of my life back.
Ah.
Mexican
That was
Spider-Man?
yes, it was so terrible.
Wow.
I've seen a
That
few.
they did that? Who did that?
I don't know. I wish they
Out of
hadn't.
Mexico?
Yeah,
Fucking
I
hell.
wish they hadn't.
Was that bad?
It was
Oh my
awful.
God.
Was it like original?
I've also seen a Mexican Superman, and that was just as awful.
Oh.
Would you say it was just as bad as? What about okay, we're gonna gauge this like better or worse than Fantastic Four, the unreleased, the very first.
I would watch that 1,000 times compared to either one of those.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
That's bad.
Goddamn.
That's bad.
Keith says Ed, Ed, and Eddie versus Ren and Stimpy.
Again, I think the animals. I think Ren and Stimpy would be kind of screwed on that. Or
I think Ren would whoop
Ed,
some
Ed, and Eddie,
ass.
Ed and Eddie would actually probably run away at the prospect of hearing a cat and a dog talk to each other.
Yeah, that could be
fucked
it,
up
too.
shit. I mean, the Chihuahua.
Guarding a toilet bowl.
Yeah, or the Chihuahua laying in a freaking bathtub full of water farting. You know, how do you deal with that? I think it would encroach on Ed, and Eddie's like psyche. They would just lose it.
Is that butternuts?
No.
Is
Nine.
it butter-
This is not. This is straw nut.
Keith says The Expendables is just a spoof of characters, not an actual movie, but concept that was horrible.
The Expendables.
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 The Expendables. Well, I mean, did they use the concept and actually pull like top Mexican action heroes or action stars, or did they just like, dude, we got to make this for the Mexican market?
Allegedly, it was like some of the top action stars.
Okay, then they used the formula that
Yeah.
Stallone did. Why the fuck not? If it was good, okay. If it was bad, well, either don't do it again or do
He
it
said
better.
earlier that it was like a spoof movie.
It was a spoof movie?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then fuck that.
It's a spoof of characters. It's not an actual movie, but a concept that was horrible, is what Keith said.
No. Okay. So it wasn't like Airplane or what was a good spoof? Naked Gun,
Naked Gun.
Hot Shots, stuff
Scary
like that.
movie.
Yeah.
Not another teen movie. Hero movie. A bunch of those.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Ren and Stimpy versus Pinky and the Brain. I got to give it to Ren and Stimpy. They seem a little bit more capable of lethality.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Stimpy would probably put them in his Booger collection.
Yes.
The Snot Goblin collection.
Snot
Poor
goblin.
brain. I feel like if Stimpy did find a way to keep the brain's head alive,
Yeah.
he would be like the most depressed, angry little brain.
Oh my God.
All right, give me. You know what? We mentioned Ren and Stimpy. Give me somebody for Powdered Toast Man. To me.
Oh,
Powdered Toast Man?
He's a Ren and Stimpy character.
I don't
Yeah.
remember him.
I do.
He
I
flew
remember that
backwards
show,
and had
but-
people cling to his buttocks.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
I saw
I
cosplay
forgot
as
about that
Powdered
part.
Toast Man, and that was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I actually have a crossover comic with him and Spider-Man.
Because Spider-Man crossed over with like everybody in the 90s.
Yeah,
Like, especially early 90s. He was, like, everybody was in the Spider-Man comic.
Okay, people are saying Pinky and the Brain would get it because they're smarter, but I think
Collectively,
Everything
they are smart.
backfires on them, and they end up back in that stupid cage.
what would happen was Ren would tell Stimpy to eat the mice because he's a fucking cat, and he wouldn't do it
You're a
because
cat,
he's
you
too
idiots.
sensitive. So Ren, just to prove a point, would throw the mice in his mouth, and it would be one of those really gritty, like, up-close scenes like they did. It would just be him grinding away at
With
these
like
mice
the
in his
bones
mouth.
falling and the
Yes.
blood dripping.
Yes,
And,
it would be one of those.
yeah.
Oh, you don't think
Super
Stimpy?
fast too, like
You
within
don't-
seconds.
Yeah.
It'd be like when you watch
Look.
Celebrity Deathmatch and there was one that was
Look,
over in 2 seconds.
There's another possibility because Ren and Stimpy, or I'm sorry, Pinky and the Brain always end up in the cage. I think Stimpy would say, no, I don't wanna, and eventually throw them in his mouth and pretend to eat them,
Oh, and they keep him in a cage?
and then go put them back in their cage. I think that's how it would
I
work.
still like my gory thing better.
Simply because
You'd
Stimpy
still like
has
see
a
the hair
heart.
poking out of the mole on his cheek while it zoomed in on him chewing. It would still be that way.
What are we
They'd be
talking
spit.
Like
dripping.
how in Ren and Stimpy,
Oh,
it would
yeah,
cut
that
to
were-
those
where
scenes
you have
were
the,
really
like,
Ultra
super
detailed.
detailed.
hyper
the
realistic.
nasty
Yeah.
close-ups.
or hyper detailed.
There you
Yeah.
go, Quail Man versus Powdered Toast Man.
Oh, that's...
Doug.
Doug Funny, his alter ego, Quail Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Wears his underwear outside his
Yeah.
shorts and puts his
That
belt
was
on his head.
ridiculous. Thinking
Like
back
a-
on it, it's even stupider than I remember at the time.
Yeah, it's Quail Sonar.
I don't think I could do that. My belt would be too long.
I feel like nobody would win because it wouldn't be much of a fight.
No. Because they're both good guys. I mean, a lot of the verses we've done are questionable versus questionable at
Yeah.
least.
In our minds, if
Yeah.
you can think of a way that those guys can, do it, hey, go for it.
Invader Zim versus Dexter from Dexter's Lab.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. See, Zim's an idiot.
And it would be perfect because, how would Dexter deal with the prospect of meeting alien life?
Yeah.
And then realizing
I don't
how
think
fucked
Dexter
it
would
up,
want
how
to kill
fucked up
it.
it is.
Capture it and put it in a bubble.
Probably.
Yeah.
And it would, Zim would try and break out.
Yeah. And that would be every episode.
And it'd be Pinky and the Brain, just on a different location.
Would his sister be involved? Because she always fucks shit up, too.
Oh, God. That girl drove me nuts. She looked like my ex's little sister, too, which drove me fucking nuts.
Get out of my laboratory!
Dee Dee,
She
leave!
was, like, super tall and everything, and my ex's sister was 6 foot at 16 years old, blonde hair.
That's like crazy tall.
Yeah, like insane tall. Action Justice versus Justice Friends, and Action Justice were the doll heroes from the Nick show Kablam. It's considered the Flesh Melt Man, etc. The Justice Friends was from Dexter. I don't remember them,
I don't either.
so I cannot give an informed decision.
Yeah, I'm out on that one.
Kind of lost that one.
Yeah. I remember the Melt Man shit.
No, I don't.
And the Flesh. I remember that. I just don't remember much about them.
I'm lost on it.
But yeah. We've had a good run.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, it's been a room.
Yeah.
We've run over. A little bit. Tiny bit.
Are we ready for our...
I'm ready when you are.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay.
You ready? Alright, here is our little plug. Our sponsors, as always, are Captain Jack's Elixirs at CaptainJacksElixirs.com. Also, if you want to show up in person, it's in Baytown, Texas on 322 East Texas. I do not know the phone number, don't call me. Also, we are brought to you by...
We assure you that if you ever see Patty up there,
Yeah.
she'll provide the best customer
I'm nice
service.
in person. I just hate talking on the phone. So yeah, come in the mornings if you want to see me. And also, we're brought to you by All Star Comics and Games, also in Baytown, Texas, at
North Alexander Drive on the Bay Plaza Shopping Center.
Okay, phone number.
281-839-7127.
Beautiful. You can call them, no problem.
You can call Patty at 281-837-3543.
No. Okay. Also, if you enjoyed our video tonight or any other time, please subscribe to our channel so you get updates when we're on the air and stuff and post new stuff. like our videos. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And we also have a website for all that goodness, even more. It is www.thenerdery.net.
I'm sorry if the site is out of date. That's my fault.
Yeah, good job.
Hey, you have a site too.
I know. I gave you one last. Okay, so I guess that's it. We're wrapping up. Final thoughts.
Arnie versus Arnie.
It'd have to be which Arnie's. So,
Terminator.
yeah, I don't know.
You're
Terminator.
starting a whole new discussion.
I
now.
know. That's not a final thought.
No, they already did it in the movie.
I'm just waiting to give my final thought.
Okay, what's your final thought?
No, my final thought will be the final thought.
Okay.
So you go.
I have no thoughts.
You've had plenty of thoughts
I
tonight.
know.
Anyway, my final thought is we've been going live almost every Sunday for how many years now, JD? This
coming up
show-
on 3.
3 years, and we've hardly ever missed a beat. I think maybe once, twice. I mean, that's a fucking good record for a show that's
Yeah,
it's on.
I
for 3
think we've
years.
missed
And no
2
matter
weeks.
no matter what, I think that this is something that enriches.
Four weeks.
It brings us together. It gets us discussing things, and I think that's a good exercise for the brain. And I like that people are watching us and kind of joining in the fucked up craziness that goes on in this at this kitchen table here.
Sorry, not sorry.
She's totally not sorry.
Not even slightly.
Yeah, Hattie, you're a crazy woman. Anyway, I want to say to y'all, thank you very
Aw,
much
thank
for
you.
keeping this going. I want to thank everybody out there that watches,
Yes.
everybody that comments, that likes, subscribes. You know, even watches this for a second and thinks, hey, you know, I want to see what these guys are about. Thanks for giving us a chance and keeping the show alive. You know, because if we were doing this for no one, we wouldn't have a reason to.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
the
you
constant,
could still do it, but
You could, but I mean, you know,
it's more fun. with
the
other
constant
people.
interaction and following and action that I see is the reason I've kept it going. There have been multiple times where things got real difficult, and I thought maybe it's time to call it a day. And then I go check the feeds, and like there's just a ton of activity. I'm like, no, I'm not even coming close.
If people are watching us and they're liking what we're putting out, they like the discussion we're doing, then hell, man, I say we got more reason to keep going.
To quote Zach Wilde, back before Black Label Society was a real thing, said I don't care where I have to play as long as somebody's listening. I'll play in a porta can as long as there's somebody on the other side of the door listening.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice final thought. So I guess that's it.
I thought I was going to have the final thought.
You did have the final
No, I
thought.
didn't.
Do you want to add something else, Jimmy?
No, I'm good. I already had my final thought. I'm good.
Okay.
Throw in some like Skittles and
It's
butt cheeks or
done.
something.
That was the last slice. There's no more cheesecake.
Aw.
None.
That's good for y'all.
That's
everybody else's best
More
interest.
shit. You said porta can. Kendall says.
One more shit.
It was a shitty show. Ah.
Shit show.
And on that note,
I don't think we need to title it that.
No.
It's Nerdery Live Shit Show.
No, it's
Okay.
who and who.
Say goodnight, guys.
good night, guys.
Good night, guys.